Alright, so I don't normally make this type of video much. The last time I made anything like this of speaking my mind about somebody else's content or even just thoughts about their topic. Oh, fuck, that was like what, a few months ago? I forgot. But anyways, this topic is gonna be responding with towards Team Respawn. If you all don't know who Team Respawn is, he's a great Halo Wars content creator. He mostly does Halo Wars 2, which I have watched his videos a good amount of times. I've actually stopped watching his content because I've been doing my own things, making my own content, and of course playing, having fun, whatever, even some real life stuff, But I do like Halo Wars as well. Though I don't post much of Halo Wars 2, because back in the time I had issues with it, but on my PC end. But I do like playing it, so I know how to stuff plays. But this video though is going to be talking about with discussion that Team Respawn has stated in two of his videos that he has uploaded towards 343. And I will say what my opinions are, but I'm not going to do what I did before, cutting it out, in middle. So I will say it all in collective in one go. But yeah, let's just say there's apparently issues with 343's community manager, postums, with Team Respawn, all because of something that happened recently. And I understand the pain, and I understood what he meant of, like stuff like saying being mistreated and such. And all because he's asking about something that he is very passionate, he cares about, and I understand this. I would be the same way too for games I'm passionate about and I'm curious. Hell, I actually asked I play like 5M, which if y'all don't know what 5M is, I don't really upload content on that because of having desyncing issues on that game to where I have shitty frame rates. Haven't really tested on my PC yet with the one server I like to hang out on at times. But I understand his point of view. So without any further ado, we're gonna get right into two of his videos. I will also put on one of the corners on the video of stating when these were uploaded, and also I will have a link to both of his videos. Now I did not ask Team Respawn permission to use this video, which I will inform him on that. That's gonna be after. So yeah, and then I'm also gonna just show off screenshots of the conversation of me and him had in those in both of the videos. So I'm gonna put which I show the title of that video in each screenshot, and then right after that, I'm gonna voice out all my things, but I'm also gonna voice out before, saying the screenshot parts of the texts. I will be saying what I think, and then I'll be saying what I've stated and then how I felt there, and yeah. So with any further ado, let's get right into it.
So here I am, once again making this video. Halo Wars 2 is down again. And shocker, 343 has refused to say anything about it once again. I'm so tired of making this video. Players of the game should not be the ones informing the creators of the games that the game is down. I feel like it should be the other way around. They should notify players of the problem, not players notifying the developers. I'm so tired of asking 343 to look at these sorts of problems when Halo Wars 2 goes down. And I'm also so tired of them never replying to me. I sent a tweet to Postums, who was like the Halo Wars 2 support guy for like a year or so. And he's the guy I reach out to when the game goes down. I sent him a tweet 12 hours ago. Did he reply? No. Did he send his own tweet about a different topic like a few hours after that? Yes, he did. Meaning, he saw my tweet, he just refused to reply to it. And I am so tired of this happening. Why is it that we can never get 343 to acknowledge a problem of Halo Wars 2, or even that Halo Wars 2 exists most of the time? It's not even on 343's website anymore. They removed all acknowledgments that Halo Wars 2 exists. there's just something about Halo Wars 2 that 343 hates, and that makes no sense. Halo Wars 2 introduces the Banish, introduces Atriox, kind of is almost like a prequel into the events of Halo Infinite. Don't you think that's a little important for players to get more out of the story and the lore of Halo Infinite? And yet you refuse to promote the game, you refuse to fix the game when it goes down, you refuse to even acknowledge the game exists most of the time? I'm just so exhausted about this. And I'm tired of being the only one who cares about Halo Wars in the Halo content creation space. I think part of the problem is none of the big Halo YouTubers will mention the struggles of the Halo Wars 2 community either, making it difficult for me to reach an audience beyond Halo Wars fans about these problems. Because I honestly believe if the general gaming community, or even just the general Halo community, were aware of all of the constant struggles of Halo Wars 2, they would really be shocked on how this game's been treated. Here's a great example, by the way. I decided to add like all of the Halo content creators that I could think of. And Fletch actually replied to me and he said, "How long has it been down? I imagine it has a very low population and isn't high up on the priority list of outages. I'm sure they're investigating, but until they find a resolution, I suspect not much will be said, although it's hard to say." And I know Fletch is a really nice guy, but this is kind of the problem that I have with Halo content creators who aren't in the loop with Halo Wars, and they never understand the struggles of this community. Halo Wars 2 is one of the most popular RTS games in the world. The population is very dedicated, it's very stable, and the fans of Halo Wars are passionate about this game. All they want to do is just enjoy it, and sometimes that's impossible to do. So I know Fletch is a really nice guy, but this is kind of the problem I have with general Halo content creators. This is why I want them to make some content about the struggles of the Halo Wars 2 community, because I really do think some action would happen if a lot of the people who have a really huge audience, many multiple times of the size of Team Respawn, would just make a little bit of content about the visibility of the struggles that we have. We would get some action from 343, because it is just me in the content creation space begging for basic support. The problem is that I don't want them to make an announcement when they find a resolution. I want them to make an announcement when the problem happens. Here's why I'm so passionate about this. Let's say you are a regular Halo fan, or you just got Game Pass or an Xbox or whatever. You decide to try Halo Wars 2 because you did some reading online and you saw it introduce the Banished, and you want to know the Banished a little bit more before you play Infinite. So you play Halo Wars 2 and you said, this seems like a really cool idea. Let's play online. You go online and the game says, unable to connect to the servers. And you go, that's weird. You try it again. You get the same problem. You go, okay, is it me or is it the game? You go and you to like Halo or Halo support or the Halo community managers. There's nothing. No one has said anything about an outage. So you go, okay, this game just sucks. And then you leave and you never come back. That's where I have the problem, is someone who could have enjoyed this game never got the opportunity to enjoy it because the game goes down for days at a time, 343 never acknowledges it, and it's exhausting. I'm so tired of this loop. This is like the 4th or 5th time this has happened. I apologize if I'm really passionate about this, and it is just a video game, and I get that. But this is my favorite video game, and just because not a lot of people play this game doesn't mean that this game can go down for days at a time with no acknowledgement. To me, that's just unacceptable. All they need to do is say probably like 5 or 6 words. Halo support needs to say, Halo Wars 2 is down, we're looking into it. That's all they need to say, and they just won't do it. I don't know why this game has been mistreated so much. Halo Wars 2 is great. I understand RTS is not everyone's cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that this game can just be wiped off the face of the map. And what's even more infuriating is Microsoft and Xbox do care about RTS games. Look at Age of Empires. That series is absolutely thriving. And one of the reasons why it's thriving is because its community of dedicated players were passionate about it and wanted that game to be fixed, wanted those games to be remastered, wanted those games to come to Steam. The content creators got behind it, the community got behind it, and action happened. And look at Age of Empires now. It is so good. We got a new sequel, Age of Empires 4, and that game's awesome. Age 2 is better now than it ever has been. Why is it that Xbox cares about that RTS series so much and they won't care about Halo Wars at all? when in reality, both of those series were started by the same developer. Ensembles made both Halo Wars 1 and Age of Empires 1, 2, and 3. It just makes no sense to me on the treatment of this game. So anyway, I'm going to end my rant here. And I'm sorry for being so passionate about this, but honestly, I want the Halo content creators to do better. When this game goes down, I wish that they would at least tweet about this. I don't know why none of them will make a video about this. I think this is, I guess, quote, easy views. I think this would get good action going. This would be good visibility for the community. I don't know why 343 won't reply to my tweets. I don't know why it seems like I'm the bad guy for wanting 343 to do better for this game, because whenever I want them to do better, people just say, well, Halo Wars 2, no one cares about it, so why should you care? Sometimes I ask myself that question too, to be honest. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to post updates about this in our Discord server. Probably we're not going to hear anything from them for a while. Probably we won't hear from anything from them at all. They'll just fix the problem and you'll never even know that it was a problem. I just want to thank you for being such great Halo Wars fans and being supportive of the channel. But 343, you need to do better. So I want to make a recap video to explain everything that's happened regarding the tweet that was sent to me just asking about the Halo Wars 2 status updates. So Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5 went down sometime on February 22nd, and I saw notifications of players asking me if I could get into Halo Wars 2 on sometime on the 23rd. So I reached out to postums on the evening of 23rd about the problem. Now, I never saw a reply to this for quite a few hours. Really, it was about almost a day. But he continued to tweet from both his crypto account and his 343 account, while other players were reaching out to postums as well, asking for a status for the servers of Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2. Now, that just kind of leads on to say, like, it seems to be that he was ignoring those messages or those people reaching out for assistance. Now, in these people's defense, there is no real official or easy way to ask for the status update for these games. You have to go on Halo support and file a ticket, and it's a really difficult and drawn-out process. And then they won't even look at your ticket for weeks at a time. So by the time you send that ticket, either the problem's been resolved or, you know, they've just moved on. And where I take an issue with this is that the role of these 343 community people are to interact with the community. And all I was asking for was a simple, hey, thanks for sending this to me. I'll go take a look at it. So I did make a tweet that vented my frustration. I quoted my original tweet reaching out to postums, and I said, this is why I'm so upset with 343's handling of Halo Wars 2. The game has been unplayable. Radio silence from 343 community managers. Thanks for showing us how little you care about Halo Wars 2. I continued that conversation, and I said, you guys have previously said in the past that you would do better about notifying players of outages, but I've yet to see any real progress on this. Why is it so hard to let players know that it's suffering from an outage on Halo support? And that's a serious question. Here's what postums replied to me. He said, hey, my friend, I wasn't aware this was down as I was paying attention to Russia bombing a country of innocent people and going through the emotional response of being a father and thinking about my son growing up in a world of war. I will be following up now on this. If you want my thoughts on this, I find this to be completely disrespectful both to the people who are suffering right now in Ukraine and to players who are asking for just a simple status update. This seems to be like almost like it was an excuse that he wasn't doing one of the roles that he's tasked with doing, which is to interact with the Halo community. And it also is really condescending and passive aggressive towards me individually. And I didn't like that either. And so I just said, I don't understand the link between Russia and Halo Wars 2. The game went down hours before this happened. I mean, can you imagine someone saying something like, you know, like a cook saying like, sorry, I didn't make your food. I was too worried about the invasion in Ukraine. Or, you know, a surgeon saying, sorry, I didn't do your surgery. You know, I'm too worried about Russia invading. I mean, the list can just go on and on about this. And that's where it came across. Postums did do an apology, but it was one of those hollow apologies I didn't appreciate either. He said, Sorry to all those who didn't like my reply. I was speaking my personal truth. I don't even know what that means, personal truth. It wasn't directed at any sort of particular person. It wasn't directed towards me, that apology. It wasn't directed towards players, and it wasn't directed towards these people who are suffering in Ukraine right now. So I just don't get it. And honestly, if you want my opinion, it seemed, I mean, that's like a really privileged tweet. I mean, dude works from home. I don't know why he blocked me on Twitter. I don't think I said anything that deserved to be blocked. He's also blocking like the entire Halo Wars 2 community as well, like any sort of players, the other content creators like Really Good Gaming, even Sir Liam. He's blocking all sorts of people that did not like his reply, which if you go to the tweet, which I'll put a link to down below, it is seemingly everyone doesn't like his reply. This blew up on the Halo subreddit. It was on track to be the most popular post in that r/Halo subreddit's history, but the mods took that post down. And there's been nothing from the other people in the Halo community 343 management team about this either. And to be honest, like, this is so bad. I just don't get it. I don't understand why this reply was necessary. Again, he should have just said, hey, thanks for sending me this. I'll take a look at it and let you back know later. Something like that. Just say, hey, I'll take a look at this, get back to you. That's all he needed to do. Instead, he posts like this as an excuse, and I don't buy it. I think this is like a pity card. This is just not cool, dude. Some other people have made follow-ups on this. There are other Twitter conversations I'll post links to, and Halo Follower as well made a video about this. What I will say about that Halo Follower video is he didn't portray me accurately, and he kind of blocks out my entire username, postum's username, and he blocks out everything regards to what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. And I can't believe I have to say this, but of course, Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5 servers are not important as what's going on in Ukraine. What's going on over there right now is terrible. And I feel so bad about the people of Ukraine, but it's important to note that these game servers went down before this invasion even happened. So really, in my mind, I said this in my last video, which I'll also post a link to. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of a company where really they have a team of people whose job it is to interact with the Halo community and the players. And instead what they do is they talk down on them, they block them, they shadow ban them, they do everything they can to kind of just pretend they don't even exist. So it's just so confusing to me why they choose to interact with their fans like this. And I can totally see why Halo is in the image that it is. I mean, they do everything that they can to make people not like the state that Halo's in right now. And honestly, it is seriously making me considering just not even doing this content creation stuff anymore. Because if I'm just going to be in a situation where all I want to do is showcase my love for my favorite game, and the point of Team Respawn is about friends just enjoying their time playing their favorite games together, and instead the response is excuses and playing pity cards, passive aggressiveness, hollow apologies, talking down on the players, the customers, and shadow banning, blocking, pretending these people don't even exist for asking these questions, it makes me not even want to be associated with this product anymore. It makes me not even want to be associated with this type of environment. Why should I be treated this way for simply asking the status of a game's servers? I don't understand it. This is the worst thing 343 has done to me personally. I know 343 has done awful stuff to other people as well, but I just don't understand this angle. I don't understand how this is completely accurate. Postum's also, after he banned everyone, he continued the passive aggressiveness, and he's like, gentle reminder, Halo support works 24/7 even when I don't. That doesn't, like, what point are you trying to make, dude? I don't get it. So anyway, that's my stance on the matter. I am really just so tired of this. So if you want to add your own opinion to this conversation, I'll post a link to Postum's original tweet if that hasn't been deleted or whatever. The screenshots are there. It's been uploaded to archive.org by someone already. But, you know, as a fair warning, I guess you'll get banned for just reaching out and asking next time the game goes down. So if you like Halo 5 or MCC or Halo Wars 2, it goes down, you ask what's going on, you're going to get blocked and banned. So just keep that in mind. Absolutely appalling 343. If this is your first time here on Team Respawn, not all videos are negative like this. Almost all of our videos are positive. We want to share our love of Halo Wars and friends having fun playing games, as I said earlier. But in this particular environment, right now, that makes it really hard. Luckily, I have a lot of videos on the backlog ready to go, but this is just absolutely appalling 343. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and your continued support to Team Respawn. I've received a lot of awesome messages from the community. Please stay safe out there during these really scary times with everything going on in Ukraine and Europe. I really feel terrible about all the people living through that situation. And please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Now, I have commented on his both videos. This one's from the first one that we just seen, which is, you know, the servers are down, you know, and 343 didn't want to respond to it, you know, and, you know, and my consideration is like, you know, is if someone should have responded to it, period, regardless if it was a question or not, you know, because it's kind of stupid, you know, and like I said, I've helped a server out of this curiosity right now. I've helped the server to where I was a higher up admin for a 5M/5PD role-playing server, which 5M is basically a modified version of GTA 5, of combination of both, you know, GTA single player and online. And we announced if the server's going down for a quick restart, and people address saying like, hey, if there's any problems. And here's the one that's from the second video. And when I was listening to his video of that, I was like, that is the stupidest, lamest excuse to be a community manager. Now, I do not know how community managers are supposed to work in a gaming industry, other than, you know, and like in the first video he was saying that it should be the developer's job to inform, including community managers should be informing if the game servers are down, which is correct. They should be informing that, because I'm going to bring in a topic that, and feel free to read the screenshots while I'm going to say this. I do agree that the developers should be the ones informing if there's outages, even if they get asked to a question. It doesn't matter if there's a war on. Now, with one of the tweets that we saw, too. Now, the only time I ever remember with people that I heard people stop doing what they did with jobs was when 9/11 happened, to where everybody stopped and they looked at the Twin Towers. They didn't care it didn't matter what job you were in, because America was under attack. And I was like, what, 4 years old around that time, if I recalled. But just to reading and hearing, you know, especially community developers, not community developers, but managers, blocks because they ask a question or even express the concerns. And then here's the thing, even not knowing what's going on, you know, why they get blocked, that like either A, they need to be fired, B, they need to be replaced, or C, they need to be retrained, meaning go relook at the guidelines. Because I've helped, and like as a little bit of a community manager for the server I helped run, and also I actually run my own server, to be honest, and I actually go and address issues after it's brought up. Because, you know, if you don't address the issues, it's gonna bite you in the ass. That's the number one. Don't want to keep that private. And like I was saying now, I was going to think like 50-50, you know, because there is probably times developers won't know, or even community managers, but I'm not going to make an excuse for them, because due to how postums did, it, like, and now I don't usually make any negativities to 343 other than, like, you know, I did get pissed at one point, but of like, you know, like just stuff ain't getting done, you know, like, but, and then of course the frustration of like, why would you keep putting the same challenges, you know, for MCC? Like, some of the challenges are really stupid and not really beneficial for players to do, especially like the really hard ones to get, you know. And and it's not worth my time, because if I know I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. And hell, I actually raged with a developer, a mod developer since you all know I like Halo Wars. I went on a rage with Halo Wars mod developer Nomad Thunder a few times because on his updated mod there was just issues that I've noticed and nobody's talked about it, and I automatically brought him out, and he was trying to say, oh, I didn't want to be a developer. I'm like, if you didn't want to be a developer, why'd you do it? Why'd you make the dang thing then? And why'd you share it then? And I told him, I said, I told the developer, I voiced my opinion when all the units mod, the very original version, came out, and mission 13 was still work in progress, so 14 and 15 will be in as well. I expressed my concerns like, hey, can you at least resume this, and just finish what is work in progress before you jump to your big idea. The mod developer didn't listen to my idea there and jumped to their big idea, and then they forgot everything, and then everything went down the drain basically. But like I stated, to my opinion, the developer should be the community manager should be fired, to be honest, or have to reread the guidelines, because community managers should not be doing that, because that is not their place to do. And if they block people all because they ask, sorry, you should not be in position of being a community manager at all. Like I said, I don't know how community managers usually work for gaming. I really don't know, because I've expressed my concerns. I asked hey, is this down? Like I said, I even went to a server playing for 5M that I didn't help run, and I just couldn't get in. And I asked the owners of the server, or even the admins or whoever that can tell. I said, hey, is the server down? Because I'm really concerned. And I've actually brought up a lot of concerns in the past. Saying hey, is this okay or not okay? Whatever. But they did immediately respond to me sometime after I asked, saying, yeah, sorry, it's not up because there was an issue that happened. We did address it in the announcements, and I will go look, because that's all if it comes as a question, and it gets answered. Now, if you block people for asking, I get asked when I was, higher up for the roleplay server I helped make, that's for gaming, and then a server I actually run, and I got people that ask me for questions. I don't mind taking my time to answer, even if it's late to answer it. And not only that, going back to that point when he was saying that it shouldn't be the player's job to announce saying, hey, the servers are down. That is correct. It is not the player's job to actually announce it to the developers to let them know it's down. They should be asking if it's down, because it's a curious question, because they're unsure, and they don't want to make sure it's something on their end or it's actually an outage. Because I'm going to tell you something. I believe about 2 months ago, Facebook and a lot of social medias went down due to an outage. And guess who announced it? The owners and community managers. They're the ones that announced it, saying there was so much outage happening on Facebook, Twitter, couple others I don't remember. It was a huge outage. It was down for the most of the day, if I recall, if not all day, and then didn't get back up to the next day. And I had to let my family member know, yeah, it's down, because I found out it was down because I looked, and they announced it versus not announcing it, so that you would have that curious question, But if 343 is hearing this, I know Team Respawn is probably going to agree with my video because I portrayed how it was stated, and I am going to let them know I used his videos because I didn't ask for permission, so I didn't think it would get me in trouble. But 343, if you're going to do this low down, dirty move, now I have nothing against you, 343. I have participated in your flights, and I have always came clean with my feedback for flights, and have addressed issues, or even just plunged in my own feedback even after flights. And I even asked, hey, this and this. And I even asked in the forums at one point to where Sketch, I believe, replied, or Strict Boy, you know, like, how do I get this movie, you know, or whatever. Like Halo, Forward Unto the Dawn, and Nightfall. But if you're going to do this low down of a dirty move to block people, that is your community, all because they ask a question if a game is down, like the servers. Because I remember it was not only Halo Wars 2 servers that were affected, it was also Halo 5's servers that were affected too. And I agree with what Team Respawn stated, and you know, but it's a lot of stuff that is what Postum did is unacceptable, uncalled for, all because you're asking why this was not addressed immediately, which I agree, this should have been addressed right from the start. Any game anybody's passionate about, it should be addressed. It should be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Because the reason is you don't address the issues that the game is at right now of like outages. Because I'm going to agree with them right now. Because Halo Wars 2 is not fixed. I am going to say this right now. I didn't make a video about this. I have said about it a lot. Not in videos, but I've said it to people. Halo Wars 2 is not fixed. I even addressed a concerned issue in the past about it, to where the game starts up and it's so buggy, where it's like buggy on the startup, where it's like struggling. And then not only that, it doesn't save all my progress. Like, it doesn't save that I've completed this all in Legendary when I have. And doesn't claim that state that I collected all the Phoenix logs when I did. And so, like, so 343, if you're going to say this game was fixed before you guys stop supporting it, no, it is not fixed. You guys don't want to choose to fix it after the last DLC. The only thing you'll do is like a little balance change. That's it. You're not going to fix the other issues. And I'm addressing that right now, and I've stated it. I don't know what it is online scenario, other than what he stated, you know, which is understandable. People should not be getting banned, or not banned, but blocked by community managers, all because they asked one simple question. It's like, hey, is the servers down? You know? All because of that. That is the stupidest thing ever. Out of my time of being actually an admin, higher up with a high responsibility to ensure that everything's in a healthy state, to making sure people are having fun and addressing issues when needed. That's including if there's an outage. It is not the player's job to inform you, hey, there's an outage. That is your department's job. That is the community managers and even devs. Those are the ones that addresses it. It's not the players. It is the player's job, though, to report if there's issues to the developers if the developers don't know about it. Then if the developers do know about it, they have to say something. Now, here's a little off subject. And it's also like with the Unishek. I have nothing against you, Unishek. My one friend loves the hell out of you. She claims she played with you before in the past. She would talk highly about you. And I understand you're a chill guy. But this is going to be a little off topic right now. But the one video I watched, I forgot who it was. I think it was Footed Ghost. But you've addressed it to talking to somebody about like asking like, hey, are we going to get new modes added? And then you're like, you know, thumbs up, whatever, on tweet. And it was out into the public. And somebody said, oh, good. It was good to know we got some more modes coming in. And you replied saying, oh, no, sorry. It's just me and somebody else just talking about Halo. Why would you talk about that when it's a question, though, in public? It should be private then. Because people get the idea, you know, boom, 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 that, oh, they're talking about game modes that is coming to Infinite. That's good to know. We need to know about game modes coming in, finding out, no, we're just talking about Halo. So why did you talk about that in public? It should have been It should have been in private DMs, in my opinion. But yeah, Team Respawn, if you're watching this video and you understand what I'm saying is, and and I showed the screenshots, I understand this, and I don't usually use tweet at all, period. But so if Postums does, or even if I get banned from the Halo Discord, all cause I'm saying of an issue and I am agreeing with this issue, because I have understand this issue, even if I might not know gaming industries, but I have acknowledged of this type of things before, regardless if it's out of the equation of Halo, because my content is mostly about uploading Halo, my passion for Halo as it is, and hell, like I love Halo Wars, I love Halo's FPS, I don't care if it's a modded version or unmodded, and even if it's during a flight testing or whatever, but I do love Halo Wars. I just don't like Halo Wars 2 due to how 343 lacked on some of the things, like we don't have no snow maps, and then just reskins of the same maps for like not Terminus firefight, for the Blitz firefight, to where we should have had some cool new looking maps, not reskins, because that's one thing that turns me down is reskins, because it's the same layout, just different skins. That's one thing I don't like. I like to have new cool maps. And hopefully you get to try all the units mod to try to help out Nomad Thunder. And if you need help from me, if you're gonna try it eventually, especially as updated ones where updated one has Falcons in it. Just that I wish the mod developer can start actually making progress on it and not make the little petty excuses. I understand the excuses though, but it needs to be prioritized a little bit, and it doesn't matter if you get bored. All you need to know is like you should be writing this down and letting people know like this and this. But alright, well, sorry for this long type of video being about nearly 40 minutes, but because it is something that needed to be addressed, and it's something I need to talk about, because this bothered me for a bit, but I decided to make the video while I had no content to upload yet, even though I have like Halo Wars videos of the mod that I'm covering already uploaded on the channel as draft, and I'm going to be going over eventually go get some capturing for Sins of the Solar Empire Rebellion of the Sins of the Prophets Halo mod. And I gotta get some more XCOM 2s. I gotta get going back on XCOM 2 of the Halo mod. Get the progress going, And then I'm also debating if I should do the Batman Arkham series as recording instead of live streaming, as well as Dead Space. Little spoiler there. I did buy Dead Space the trilogy because I was suggested to do horror on my channel at some point. And yeah, and also I find out at the end of the month that RTS game I will be covering is coming out, Starship Troopers Terran Command. So I'm hoping for a fun experience on that versus the demos, even though I can imagine we're gonna have that pain in the butt issue. But alright, well, I hope you all enjoy, stay safe, and like Team Respawn said, and I hope the people of Ukraine also stay well and keep fighting for their freedom, regardless if Putin is telling lies so many times. And yeah, and also one more thing before I end it. If you guys need Halo friends, or if you just need want to discuss of like, hey, like what videos that you would like to see me should be getting up to point, or suggest me some things, feel free to suggest it in the comments. And also, like I said, if 343 decides to kick me out of their Discord, as in their official Halo Discord, all cause I am saying what is true here and pointing out the facts of more actual information here and my 2 cents into this whole thing, and they block me because of that, sorry, that's just poor management then. That's poor management, and they can't take criticisms. And they can't go and then review their guidelines. And if I have to, be like, hey, drop me your guidelines, and I can see what is what, because that's what I had to do when I was put as a higher up in the 5M server slash 5PD server. I helped run. We all had to read it. We all had to keep it by the rules, and we addressed the issues regardless. Anyways, sorry for this long video, being 40 minutes. I hope you all have a good day, good night, whenever you watch this. I hope Team Respawn likes this video. And understands my point of views as I understood his. I hope he understands mine. Sorry if I said that like 5 times there. And yeah, so y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you watch it, like I said, and yeah, stay safe.